everybody, and welcome to the Bourbon Study.
Welcome back to you, welcome back to me, welcome back to our Lord and Savior, Darth Vader.
I am an Obi-Wan guy. I have been loving the show. Spoiler alert, we filmed this the week before it is over, but this drink is coming out on Friday, and we thought it would be a nice homage to a series we've enjoyed so much. I know
Not
that
to
you
mention that this
love
drink
Vader.
is a dupe of one that's already available in the parks.
Yes, so in Disneyland Park, a drink came out there that was essentially a cold brew coffee that had some like sweet cream cheese on top with some Cocoa Puffs. You know, whatever the Disney term of Cocoa Puffs is.
Yeah.
The drink has migrated now to Batuu East, which is Walt Disney World. And the thing about Walt Disney World is it's full of drunks. And so they've added an alcoholic version.
All they did is put Godiva in
I know.
It needs to have actual booze in it.
Yeah. So this is called the cold brew black calf if you're going to the park. The one in the park, just the basic one's about like $6 as of recording this. The one with the Godiva, which I would say
12?
contained about a shot. $14.50 or something like that.
They're not even
15.
putting in real booze.
No, I watched them. They did pour. They did hand pour. It wasn't pre-mixed.
Yeah, but Godiva's like, what, 15%?
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, it's not worth what they were putting in. No.
15.
And I was watching them do it, and I said,
50%.
we are going to make our own version of this.
50, not 15.
50.
50.
50.
We like to kick and stretch and put bourbon in the drinks. Great.
So we are making that drink today. So this is going to require you, if you're not a big coffee drinker, I would suggest still trying this because I am not a big coffee drinker.
You don't like coffee and you
but I
like
do
this.
really enjoy this drink.
Yeah. So we did, we brewed some cold brew earlier in this some cold brew in the pew-pew.
If you don't have or the setting or whatever for cold brew, I would just say like brew some extra strong coffee.
Extra strong.
Yeah.
Put in like double the grounds because basically it just brews smaller, like a large espresso shot, in the assumption that a sane person would add water.
Yeah.
We are not that person.
No, God, no. Jeez, no.
We're not
water.
only not adding any water, we're also 50.
Yeah, 50. So we are obviously going to do the Godiva liquor because that's literally what it calls for on the menu.
Yep.
And like Jill said, we're going to do the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. And then we are going to do our version of the sweet cream cheese on top and then sprinkle it with some Cocoa Puffs. So
yes.
Should we just do it?
We should,
Let's do it.
Actually, this recipe is super easy because I feel like it's a breakfast drink.
I agree with you 100%.
You know, your brain's kind of foggy. You're like, I need to pick me up. I don't want to have to think a lot. So where we always would start with...
You know what? It's a good one. Actually, it's a good pre-mimosa drink. A Promosa. Promosa.
It's a promosa.
Promosa.
Yeah.
I agree with you. A great morning drink. So we're going to do how much? 2
ounces, of course, yes. 2
Episode
ounces.
2 ounces of bourbon.
Oh, God, the worst of all.
Because that's where they kind of reference this week.
I don't mind the reference to it. It's just the problem that Attack of the Clones as a whole is unwatchable for me. I fall asleep every time.
It is, I would definitely argue with you, it is probably the worst of all 9 of the movies. I don't know.
Even Last Jedi.
How much did the Godiva did we decide?
So it's 2 of everything.
We wanted it to be chocolatey.
2 ounces of the bourbon, 2 ounces of the Godiva.
Again, it seems like a lot, but Godiva is it's a very low proof.
And then, also, there's 15, 50. Collectively, we got 65. I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think, I'm not a scientist.
2 ounces
of the cold brew.
Yeah, if you want it to be more like an iced coffee, you could put like 4 ounces of the cold brew. But
yeah,
you're not a big coffee person.
No. I want it. I don't not want it there because I feel like coffee, chocolate, and the bourbon all work together very well. But it's still like the more boozy it tastes, the better.
Yes.
Question mark.
And then
shake. How amazing was that lightsaber fight in episode 5?
It was everything. I told you I needed like 8 towels on the floor.
It was just like it was no lightsaber, double-sided lightsaber.
Split the lightsaber.
Stab you through the thing.
Don't kill
a twist.
You. Oh,
yeah.
God.
If you haven't watched it yet, whoops.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Vader goes ham. More than he did in the hallway scene at the end of Rogue One, which is my other, I would say, prior to watching the episode from last week, That was my favorite, like, Vader scene.
So the thing about how they serve the drink in the park is I think there's way too much ice in it. So I'd be...
We're gonna use half ice.
Sparingly, yeah. All right, so now we're gonna make the foam for the top, which you're gonna use some skim milk or whatever milk you have, I guess, right?
Yeah, we only have skim. I'm gonna put some whipped cream cheese
into the frother.
into the bottom of the frother. This is very important. Do not put it above because then you get
chunky
nothing.
cheese.
You get nothing of use. About a quarter of a cup of milk. And then a pump of syrup. As we know, we don't get any foam if we don't put sugar.
And then we froth. Well, you froth, I'm gonna
Are you
just...
preparing the garnish?
Yes, the garnish, which here we're using Cocoa
you
Puffs.
can't say Cocoa Puffs. You have to say, like, Cocoa
Yeah.
Space Orbs.
Yeah, this is Mustafarian treats. I don't know.
Mustafar kibble for all
Mustafar.
those lava dogs.
We want a nice thick layer of
The creme.
the creme. And then I say they don't use enough in Walt Disney Worlds. They use a lot more at Disneyland's. Give yourself a nice little handful of the Cocoa Pebbles just right on top of that. Just one layer. Cover up the glass.
One layer.
One layer. I checked the expiration
There you
date.
go. Make it nice.
It doesn't go bad till the end of
Make
July.
it nice. Are we going to drink this thing or what?
I think
Gonna
we should
stare
drink
at
it.
all day? Oh, look at the foam from the side. You
that.
get a nice thick.
Layer.
Thick.
I don't care for how aggressively you're saying that.
It's thick.
When I sip it, I like to get one of the Cocoa Puffs in there because I feel like with the coffee and the everything, it works really well together. One of the few coffee drinks I actually like.
Yeah, you struggle with coffee drinks.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they put cereal on there. You love Cocoa
I think,
Puffs.
okay, that is, actually you're 100% right. I think it's anything that can lure me in with cereal. You can throw Cocoa Puffs, you throw Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm gonna try it, whatever's in it.
Now, I haven't had the one from the park. How does this stand up as far as like flavor-wise? Is it the same? Is it different? Is it lighter?
So
Is it creamier?
It's Joffrey's coffee in there, which I'm not as familiar with, but I feel like we might have used a coffee that's a little bit bolder than Joffrey's, which is fine. Because I'd honestly say if you've got your favorite coffee, do it with that one, or find one that complements like cocoa, chocolate sort of notes.
This is it's like a mocha to me.
Yeah, this one comes off a little
It
bit.
tastes like, do you remember Honeydew donuts?
Of course I do.
Yeah, they're like, they're iced mocha. This tastes very much like that.
And I think the one in the park, like, honestly, the alcoholic one has only existed recently. So I was like, I think the chocolate in that one elevates the drink much more with the Fruity Pebbles.
So is there no chocolate in the regular version?
No, it just has Cocoa Puffs on top with the cream cheese and that thing. And I do actually enjoy it, but I think because it doesn't have a super strong coffee flavor once all of the stuff is mixed in.
So they use more of like a breakfast blend or a light roast.
But I do think ours is actually the homemade one. It's one of those drinks where I was like, I think you'll make it better at home.
Yeah, and cheaper, because $14 for 15% alcohol isn't much of a bargain.
No, but I had to try it for science. It was one of those I was there and I was like, I want to try it because I knew we could do a better version of this. So we did it. And I think you should do it too. So
if you like the Galaxy's Edge version of, what do they call this?
The Black Calf Cold Brew.
Black Calf Cold Brew. If you like that version, pick up some Godiva Liqueur. Also get some bourbon because it needs some.
I think the Godiva though is a good liquor to have on like a standard on the shelf.
Yeah, you can put it in cocoa. You can do other things. Put it on ice cream.
Drizzle it on top of stuff. Yeah. That's why I'm like, have yourself a brownie. Drizzle it on the brownie, then put the ice cream on top, then drizzle it on the ice cream.
It has a lot of purposes, but I think if you're gonna make yourself a nice little afternoon pick-me-up.
If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you make the drink, we do really want to hear from you. So please leave some comments below. And if you want to help keep us in our drinking habits, which clearly I don't know if you should,
maybe that's ill-advised. Yeah.
Patreon.com/The Bourbon Study. On there, your contributions help us upgrade equipment, keep the bourbon going, and all that sort of stuff. When we do fun videos,
Yeah, look
with,
at our
like,
fancy new microphones.
I know,
Don't
right?
we sound great?
We sound much better than we used to. Also, the fact that there's no cables and these plug directly into my computer or camera or whatever
But
It's
you
great.
know, the real benefit of that is so that I don't walk away, forget it was on the table, then it falls on the ground.
Exactly. Exactly. So thank you, Patreon supporters, for helping us with that. Thank you, everybody out there, for watching it. And we hope that you enjoyed Obi-Wan. We hope that you enjoyed the drink. And we will see you next time.
Bye. I'm going to go enjoy more Vader.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.